Pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
A little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome JTN's coverage of the Hangover 200 annual event here with the Bomb Squad Racing League. A happy new year to you and yours. So glad you joined us here in the year 2023. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, he is the one, he is the only, Mr. Joseph Weaver. Weaver, welcome back to Talladega, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Joe. You gotta remember, we gotta keep it quiet tonight, everybody. We're nursing those hangovers. Be quiet, considerate for everybody. Hope everyone had a good New Year's Eve. Hope everybody's ready for some fun racing here tonight from Talladega with the Bomb Squad Racing.
All of my hopes and dreams were sucked out of my body yesterday, Weaver. So I am glad it is a new year. It started off right with when the ball dropped, and it's going up. But again, Happy New Year to everyone out there. Hope you're having a fantastic start to the year. Hopefully you got some great things planned for the rest of your evening. Some great things planned for this first week of the year, and we're going to keep on rolling and keep on keeping on here on JTN. Race preview tonight, our Hangover 200 race preview from the Talladega Superspeedway. Going to be going for 76 laps around this 2 2/3 mile racetrack here in Talladega, Alabama. Of course, I'm Joe. He's Joseph, or Joe. Weaver, I guess we've never asked you. What's your preferred Joe name? Is it Joe?
Yeah, I do find myself introducing myself as Joe to new people, okay. So.
But you're Weaver to us.
Yeah, thanks to you and all my other wonderful friends, definitely have a little bit of a identity issue. I'm not sure what my name actually is anymore. I'm kind of lost in life.
It's not Matt.
It's not, but I somehow go by it. That's my own doing, but...
Folks, we're so happy you're joining us here tonight. Hangover 200, live on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, please, oh please, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Magoo in chat, Sean in chat, Tate Dorsey in chat. Folks, again, thank you so much for tuning in here tonight to JTN. Nurse those hangovers. These drivers out here are doing it. Pull challenge currently underway. Pull sitter going to get a monetary prize. Usually it's the 91 car, and he donates it back to the league. We'll see if that ends up being the case again here. DJ Champ and that 91 team always bring that Mopar horsepower to these super speedway events. Folks, this past week, Friday, we released our first video game here as part of JTN, AutoSim 2. Now, AutoSim 2, folks, is a text-based simulated racing game where you can manage your team from the bottom of motorsports all the way to the top to winning a championship in the most premier level of motorsports. AutoSim 2 is now available on the Steam Workshop, Steam Store. I'm not good with the language. I probably should be better. And we also have it linked down in the video description below. Again, that's AutoSim 2. It's now available. Here's a quick word from our friends with AutoSim 2.
Today we're doing AutoSim.
AutoSim.
We are trying out AutoSim.
Yay, it's AutoSim.
And again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on the Steam Marketplace. Again, that's AutoSim 2. You can search it. Or you can also keep tuned into our social media channels. We're going to be posting content, hopefully this week with the game, showing you how you can make it your own, as well as maybe some gameplay videos. We'll see how it goes. Again, AutoSim 2 out now on the Steam Marketplace. Weaver, you're a big video game guy, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah.
You love AutoSim 2, right?
You know, I haven't been able to play it just yet. You know, I'm waiting on that you know, friend of the family copy. But did play AutoSim 1, was a great game. I can only imagine things have moved on and progressed in a great direction for the brand.
Yeah, we gotta get those copies out to the folks here at JTN. But Weaver, I'm gonna keep asking you to do stuff. Why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
With pleasure, Joe. Starting lineup tonight, taking the pole is going to be the 91. That's BSR DJ Champ. He sets a time of 49.879. Starting outside row 1, we have the 68 of BSR Brian Voiles. Row 2, we have the 028 of BSR Monty Keller and the 4 of BSR Silver Bullet. Row 3 is the 22 of Rick Craddock and the 1 of ECT Pete Sindone. Row 4, we have the 47 of Tyler Mallon and the 32 of BSR Pantelica. Row 5 is the 510 of BSR Steven and the 188 of Larry D. Row 6 is the 144 of BSR Magoo and the 21 of Randy Waugh. Row 7 is the 27 of ECT Pumpkin and the 388 of Dan Lavelle. Row 8 is the 088 of BSR Greg Lavelle and the 60 of Richard Hadler. Row 9, we have the 2 of BSR RJ Rusty and the 31 of BSR Wings. Row 10 is the 86 of BSR Miller and the 103 of BSR Nelly. Row 11 is the 41 of Denny Carroll and the 49 of BSR Brainfade. All alone on row 12 is the 54 Robbie Nieces.
So Robbie Nice is going to line up last on the grid. Also talked about the Lovels lining up there in rows 7 and 8. But of course, it's DJ Champ on the pole, as many would have predicted coming into tonight in this beautiful looking 91 Mopar Dodge Charger. You're a fan of the Mopar Power, right, Weaver?
Yeah, I think it's a good brand. You know, I would drive one.
I know you're not a fan of like the you know. You weren't a fan of my PT Cruiser when I had it, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they did kind of shoot themselves in the foot with a couple designs, you know.
I thought it was good design.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that discussion tonight?
I feel like we've had it enough, don't you think?
No, not on the air, at least.
Oh, well. I mean, we could always have a fan vote for the people at home. We haven't done one of those in a while.
Do you like the PT Cruiser?
Yeah, see what the people think. Is the
right.
PT Cruiser a good-looking car, yes or no? Put your answers in chat.
No, we'll just do a poll. Happy New Year to you as well, Mrs. Kathy Boyle. Alright, I asked the community, Weaver. They are all gonna say no, they're gonna make me cry. Not more than Michigan did last night, but they're gonna make me cry nonetheless. And Tate, you are very correct. At least the red team forgot how to kick the ball. That was that definitely saved the start of the year. They're going by Rick Craddock and Magoo. They're on the outside. This pack of cars led by Dan Lovell in the 388. Greg Lovell now looking to the inside. Again, happy hour here, so drivers getting their last little bit of rust knocked off. No, it hasn't been a dormant off-season for the Stars and Cars, the Bomb Squad Racing League. Weaver, as a lot of other leagues are this time of the year, but there is a little bit of that rust kicking in. RJ Rusty, in fact, in the number 2, made contact with Miller in the 86. Big one down the back straightaway, but guess what? It doesn't matter because it's happy hour, and these are like triple backup cars or something, you know?
Yeah, you know, these teams brought the backup cars. No need to save them in the hauler now. Might as well just go out there, wreck them up, try and make some crazy moves, see what can stick.
How much of super speedway racing is, and we have a car that has left the racetrack. Right, this is not a first for us, but it's a very uncommon occurrence. We don't usually show replays here in happy hour, but I always like to see how cars made it out of the track. Here's what happens with Lovell in the 088.
Oh, has a little run in there with the 86. It's BSR Miller there. They got a little fun. Go flying through the air. I don't know if we'll give that one a full clear, Joe.
Okay.
We'll give about an 80%. Still
Oh, it's
up on
happy
that
hour.
catch fence. Yeah.
We're just practicing. Welcome in, Mark. Happy New Year. Tate agrees with me. The PT is way more comfortable to drive than you'd think. It is. It is.
I don't know. I can't really speak on that. Never had a chance to pilot one of them.
I
but,
don't think you would like it because you're really tall.
Yeah,
And I could see that being
could be
part.
a knock.
Yeah. But that it's a tall car, but I feel like you'd with the way the pedals and the seat didn't go back the furthest. I feel like that might be your big knock on it, Weaver. But no knocks on this race tonight. We're getting gridded up here at Talladega, moments away from racing here in Alabama.
Moment everyone's been waiting for, pushing these cars to the grid for the first time in 2023 on JTN.
Drivers, start your engines!
Field rolls off the grid. It's going to be BSR DJ Champ and BSR Brian Voiles here on row number 1. Then Monty Keller and BSR Silver Bullet row 2. Rick Craddock and ECT Pete Sindone on row number 3. Row 4, Tyler Malinet and BSR Pantelica. Row 5, BSR Steven and Larry D in the 188. That's top 10 here tonight from Talladega. Again, 76 laps around this super speedway. Going to be a fun one. Gonna see some interesting stuff tonight. Know these drivers, it's all part of it, right? It's the Hangover 200. Last night, a big beer tent set up in the infield for all the great fans here at the Talladega Superspeedway. No, there's a couple out there in the grandstands nursing one. A couple of these drivers probably with their numerous sponsor events. We've also nursing one here, getting ready to go racing. We'll see how that affects their driving skills tonight, but nonetheless, we're looking forward to yet another edition of the BSR Hangover 200 here to kick off 2023.
Absolutely, Joe. Think we will see the winner celebrating with some ice-cold water in victory lane tonight. Probably ran out of all alcoholic beverages last night with the big party in the infield, like you said. Maybe the headaches, maybe they're going to help them focus up, keep their eyes on the road a little bit better.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Find any way to block out that pain.
It's going to be a true testament of these drivers, the grit and determination here this evening if they can make it through these 76 laps with no incidents. Dodge Charger pace car going to make the hard left turn down the pit lane. Gives way to DJ Champ, who will have control in yet another super speedway race. This 91 car getting ready to take us to the green flag here from Talladega. Fans are on their feet. Field sits ready to go. Green flag, and we're underway here on the Hangover 200 to kick off our racing season on JTN.
Like making you wait for it here at Talladega, Joe.
Now, the start-finish line, it's not in the center of the tri-oval, Weaver. AJ Champ already out clear with the lead. Monty Keller giving a good push in that 028 car. Voiles struggling a little bit on this start. I see that 028 able to clear. Inside line, Weaver, on these restarts is definitely going to be the preferred lane while you're getting up to speed. But as this run and this race will go on, we'll see that outer groove start to take control.
Absolutely, Joe. Definitely something to keep an eye on those restarts, especially if we have some late in the race. As Brian Voiles makes the late down into that middle line. Not only just at the front you saw there on the initial start, but further towards the back, outside line couldn't get going very well.
Voiles going to be side by side with DJ Champ here for the lead. No help coming to the back of the 68, so give lap 1 to the 91 with help from Monty Keller in the 028. Voiles now battling for second. Going to have help from Tyler Mallon in the 47. BSR Steven behind that car, and Magoo as well in that inside line. They're coming back here down the back straightaway. Outside going to have the momentum, though, as we get halfway down the back straightaway. See how many car lengths they are ahead. Top two both clear the side-by-side racing down into 3.
Numbers and momentum both on the side of that high line, but got 4 cars now tight knit on that bottom middle, working together real well.
Through the tri-oval we go. Still going to be side by side from third on back, 2 abreast. Top 2 both clear. Things stabilizing here at the front of our field, Weaver, but you're starting to see these drivers getting a little bit closer together. You're feeling a little more comfortable with these fellow competitors around you. Maybe you start giving a couple pushes here or there, and that's where things can take a turn for the worse. Craddock now clear in that 22, that purple and black with a little hint of gray. The white wheels on that Venom energy drink Chevrolet. It's help from Silver Bullet behind. Now going to be back side by side with Brian Voiles here off of turn number 4.
Yeah, Joe, that inside line really looking a little more organized now. You can see them trying to pinch up on the straightaways here, helping to get that run, really trying to make that advance on that outside line.
And Weaver, as you predicted with our fan poll, my integrity has already been called into question.
So I know the
none
good...
other than our colleague Davey Hazard.
Oh boy.
Weaver's already getting ready for the HR department to send out the memo here in a couple minutes. Voiles fighting back on the inside. Now going to be side by side for the lead here, entering the tri-oval.
Big push, and this shows you just how much it could change now. Look at the numbers on that inside line, Joe. A lot of people abandon that outside line, now helping the inside, and you can see it as Voiles side by side for the lead.
A gap there between the 510 and 144, though, is going to stall this line out a little bit. Voiles still looking to clear the 91 of DJ Champ. Again, Tyler Mallon, strong pusher in that 47, all over the back bumper of that Ford. Voiles is now scored as your leader. Outside line coming back, though. There's DJ Champ in the 91. They're going to be side by side down into turn number 3. 68 going to be able to scoot ahead by virtue of taking that shorter inside line. See if Voiles decides to slip up into the outside.
Staying low for the moment is Brian Voiles. He's got about a car length lead now. Believe he's going to have it at the stripe. First lead change of the day.
So first lead change there, completion of lap number 5.
First lead change of the year for us, Joe.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Tyler Mallon all over the back bumper of the 68. Still, Voiles staying committed to that inside line. Was that a little harsh on you, Weaver?
A little bit.
There's a little sassafras coming through there on my part. I apologize.
Just a little bit. Gap about the same this time by through the tri-oval. Outside line now getting a little bit more help towards the back.
Oh, we got one blowing up. Caution.
Oh, hard. Oh, we got a couple in the air.
Denny Carroll in the 41 is flipping down the banking. Pumpkin gonna get hit by Wings. Now Wings gonna flip. First caution of the night, first caution of the year out here on lap 7. Did someone blow up?
For a ride. Look like, I think the 088.
He's still driving. And we lost camera feeds. That is great. First caution of the year. Guess what, folks? You don't get to see it because our cameras crashed. Gotta love it. Top quality content right here on JTN Weaver. Describe the wreck.
Oh, it looks like there was a checkup on the outside line. 088 Greg Lavelle getting a bump from behind. That was the 21 of Randy Wall that got into him. Locked up, I believe that's what you saw there, Joe, the smoke from the tires locking up. And everybody trying to avoid that situation just kind of all came together in a big collection there in turn 1.
New Year, same problems with our cameras that are specially equipped for a dog to use them.
Drivers, to your cars.
What'd you give Bristol last night? Is he a little hungover too?
He was actually, surprisingly enough, he was actually pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Weaver, I have no idea what word I'm looking for. Ain't good.
I'm not sure either, but we had the 41 of Denny Carroll. He ended up going over as well as the 21 and 27. That's Randy Waugh and ECT Pumpkin. Those were the big incidents in that wreck. Oh, we got one in the tri-oval grass here. 60, Richard Hadler having some issues on pit road.
Whole field decided to come down the pit lane. Like the 60 just gonna be too hot. Robbie Nice is out in front, leading the lap here, staying out in that 54. Ryan Voiles, though, wins the race off pit road. Tyler Mellon, BSR Steven, Rick Craddock, and DJ Champ, your top 5 off the pit lane. Well, folks, ringing the new year with some of our JTN logo merch. It's now available on the JTN merch store. It's got our logo on it. It's crazy. You can be a friend of the brand by repping the brand. Again, that's the JTN merch store, JTN logo merch. It's now available, as it has been, on our store. So check it out. We got beanies now too, Weaver. That's pretty cool. They're embroidered. We're going to hopefully do hats here in the spring. So the beanie sales go well, so buy a beanie. Maybe we'll sell hats. So we're not lids, unfortunately. It'd be cool if we were.
Soon enough, soon enough. Come over. We'll own lids.
Alright. So we're
Nice's.
still... Nicest.
Nice's, sorry. Nice's comes in that time, surrenders the lead to the 68, Brian Voiles.
So here we are. We're working our first caution of the night. Lap score is not updating. Is weird. Now understand why. We still got about a lap, right?
Yep.
All right, we got plenty of time to get back. We're good. We're good. We're good. Don't worry. You got the JTM logo at home, folks. Producer Bristol's working through some kinks still with things.
Little update after that incident. 31 and 21 have both retired. It's Randy Watt and Wings.
Drivers, to your cars.
Don't mind the drivers being called to their cars again. They're still in them. Alright, there we go. Everything's fixed. Caution lights should go out this time at the line. Go back green on lap 12. There's gonna be some long cautions tonight if we get them, Weaver. You got your comedy routine ready?
Oh no, I haven't made a new one for the new year yet.
Haha.
All my jokes I left them behind.
Left them in last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's fair. It sounds like we'll have a big game next Sunday for all the folks out there. Might be a national game.
Maybe.
Turning towards.
Gonna be a lot of big games next week.
Yeah, there'll be one Monday night too, right?
Should be. They're all big games, Joe. They all matter.
Every game's big.
Every game.
It's like
every game, every Sunday.
Like every race.
Yep. They're all huge.
We got one here tonight. Brian Voiles going to be leading us back to Reed, Tyler Mellon, VSR Steven, DJ Champ, Rick Craddock, your top 5, Silver Bullet, Monte Keller, Magoo, Eatson Joan, and Brain Fade, your top 10. A now yellow Dodge Charger pace car makes the hard left turn down the pit lane, gives way to the Mustang of Brian Voiles, who will take the field into the tri-oval here. Fans on their feet once again, ready for the restart, coming to lap 12 of 76. And you wait, you wait, you wait. Away we go. Green flag. We're back on our way here from Talladega. You hear the cars come to life here on the restart. Voiles able to clear Tyler Mellon in the outside lane. VSR Steven now in the 510 looking to follow that 68 on through. Will be clear of the 47. So those top two on the inside once again. Weaver able to clear, get to the outside quickly.
Yeah, Joe, a little better of a restart that time for the inside line as a whole. The 22 now with the challenge down low. Rick Craddock side by side with our leader Voiles.
And that 22 has some better help by way of Monte Keller in the 028. That red and white Chevrolet able to get right on the back bumper of that purple and black Chevy. Moves Craddock out to the point, but he's not clear of Voiles just yet.
You saw that 68, Brian Voiles there, committed to the bottom. That first run makes the move up top, and now he's getting passed by on the line that he left. Always a tough situation to be in. You really gotta make the right move, jump into this outside line.
Craddock, though, starting to fall back, lag back a little bit on that inside line. No help coming, there's a wreck. And the big one has strucketh again here. Said Magoo in the 144. Damage on both ends of that race car. 188 as well. Ellie in the 103 was the first car I saw going around Weaver. So it happens. Oh, he gets into the back of the 144. Left rear. 103 sends back left. That point, track's blocked.
I wonder if something didn't happen there with the equipment, the game of the 103 there kind of just jumped up into that outside line really quick and abruptly.
Go on board with Nelly's teammate, RJ Rusty, in the number 2. He's 2 cars back of that 103. Visor Cam, presented by Medicine Chest Pharmacy.
Very tough incident there for all involved. Some hard hits. Definitely think there was some outside forces there that initiated that one.
Yeah, just an uncharacteristic move from Nelly, who's so good at these super speedways and really taking his time, making the right moves throughout a race. And like you said, I wouldn't be surprised either if something happened there. Have to get clarification on that, but it's like Brian Voiles, your winner of the race off pit lane here. Couple cars staying out. Miller in the 86, ECT Pumpkin in the 27. Both electing to stay out under this caution.
Joe, we've seen these drivers be pretty aggressive here these first few runs. We just seen 2 back-to-back pretty sizable wrecks. You think that changes how these drivers are going to be racing here?
Not at all. Not at all. You got in one of these special events, you know, you're not worried about points. You're not worried about a lot of things, Weaver, and you know, I think you're going to keep seeing these guys being aggressive. That incident in and of itself, just a little bit of a mistake. Maybe that first incident maybe more egregious driver error, but I think these first 2 incidents we've seen tonight, they're not because of guys being aggressive. So to me, if I'm behind the wheel, I'm going to keep being aggressive because that's not what's causing these wrecks. Mistakes. And are they one and the same sometimes? Yes. But they're not always. You can make the mistake and not be aggressive doing it, but you can make a what is it? It's not chicken and an egg, but it's more you can make a mistake being aggressive, but every mistake isn't because someone's aggressive, right? I think it's a crucial balance that you have in sim racing and racing in general, and I think you're just going to keep seeing these guys continue to put it all on the line. It's a big race, right? Special race. Got a big turnout. You want to win it. You want to be the victor here tonight from Talladega. Let's go ahead and introduce our guest here tonight. You know him, you love him. He was your 2022 Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series champion. He was enjoying the temps down here in the infield earlier today, so decided and elected not to drive his 029 Chevrolet Corvette / Chevrolet SS out here tonight. You know him, you love him. BSR Kilojoules. KJ, welcome to the JTN booth, buddy.
Joe Weaver, how's it going, man? I've been down here partying with everybody here in the infield all day long.
Yesterday too, right? I mean, we heard they ran out of stuff to drink.
No, we never run out of stuff to drink, Joe. We always find something to drink. Yeah, I've been down here all weekend, man.
Oh, well, you brought us up some, didn't you?
I got some Blue Shark if you want some of that.
Hey, I'll take whatever you got.
KJ going to be joining us in the booth here tonight, give us a unique perspective because, of course, he was out there on track with a lot of these drivers last year. KJ, I mean, I know you're probably not able to pay the best of attention to these first 15 laps tonight, but already we've seen a couple incidents. Very, not similar at all in their nature, but Weaver proposed the question, when you get an early incident like that, if you're a driver here at Bomb Squad Racing, does that make you kind of take your foot off the pedal, or do you keep pushing forward and trying to be aggressive here?
Honestly, Joe, in my opinion, an early incident doesn't really matter because these type of races here, you've got a strategy before the race even starts. If you're going to race up front, you're going to stay up front or try to be up front. If you're going to stay at the back and try to avoid the mess, that's going to give you even more of a reason to stay at the back. So honestly, the wrecks don't really, in my personal opinion, the many races I've been here, they don't really matter. It's not going to change your strategy at all. The fuel miles might change your strategy more than a wreck, but if there's a wreck, you're kind of like, ooh, wasn't me. And then you just keep going with whatever strategy you have to start the race with.
See, Weaver, I told you, you stick to your guns here at BSR. That's what you're taught.
Oh, I definitely like that idea. Always better to stick with the gameplay that you had. I mean, you had it for a reason, right?
I've never liked changing strategies because normally that's when I have a problem. I change strategies and it just doesn't work out. But we've talked about it several times. My track record is not the best here.
Well, hey, you're up in the booth tonight. You're safe from all the wrecks. BSR Brian Voyle is going to be leading us back to green, then DJ Champ to the outside. So front row flipped from the initial start of this race. Tyler Mellon there in third. Monty Keller, Silver Bullet, Rick Craddock, BSR Steven, Brain Fade, ECT Pete's and Doan, and then the 60 of Richard Hadler, your top 10 here on the restart. Dodge Charger pace car leads the field through turns 3 and 4. Fans getting back up on their feet. They want to see a longer green flag run this next time by. Didn't even make it a lap before a caution there. I think it's going to eat away at some of these drivers as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Not the longest of events, but definitely not the shortest, so time is not too crucial just yet, but I have to think some of these drivers starting to think about their track position and setting themselves up for the end of this race. That pace car has made its way down the pit lane, gives way to Brian Voiles. Voiles with control as we prepare to enter the restart zone. Fans waving their hands and hats and a whole lot of other stuff as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Voiles with control, and we're back on our way here from Talladega.
Love getting to hear you fill in that long time between the pace car coming in and the green flag drop, Joe.
Hey, sometimes, new year, new me, and it's not necessarily the best or an improvement of last year, but you see, a good restart, an improvement from the outside line that time, Weaver. We've been talking about the inside, the top two cars, those first two restarts or starts or whatever you want to call them, were both able to clear the outside. This time, not the case. DJ Champ, the 91, able to draw to the back bumper of Brian Voiles.
Yeah, like you said, good restart there by the outside line. Voiles, once again, choosing to move up into that outside line. We saw the inside line be able to challenge him a little bit there on that last restart, but sticking with that game plan like we were talking about earlier.
Well, and KJ, you know the driver of the 68 a lot better than we do. You've raced with him a lot more for sure. If you know anything about Brian, he wants to keep this track position for the rest of this race. How hard is he fighting right now with the fastest car in town right behind him?
Well, that Vols trucking car is always fast when you come to these plate tracks, and Brian loves that middle to high line. So I'm pretty sure he's going to protect that. He's going to give the bottom to everybody. You got DJ right behind you right there. DJ's really good at these plate tracks. He's always super fast, especially in qualifying. I assume Brian's going to just run where he's at. He's going to leave that bottom open for anybody who wants to try it. And it's going to take quite a few people to pass Brian. Brian's always super fast at these tracks.
Well, there's one of those really fast guys looking to the bottom. That's DJ Champ of the 91. It's going to be a drag race down into turn number 1. 91's on the bottom. No immediate help to the back of that Mopar machine. See if DJ can clear. He's clear for a second. Does he come up?
Right. He's clear enough to make that move up into that high side, but showing the strength in that 91 car, that run that he had there after he ducked out of that high line. No help really before you got a few cars back there to the 47 of Tyler Mallon, but still made a good push there in an attempt at the lead.
A couple more folks in chat. Happy New Year, Aussie Bill. Hope you're having a good one. And also Darren with the Weaver. We've seen Darren Ingram do a lot of good things on these super speedways. Staying up front, he says, is the key to all of these. So, again, it's funny how all the good race car drivers, especially on these super speedways, have the same strategy of staying up front. It's crazy how that works out. Rick Craddock looking to the inside of Monty Keller for second. Those two going to be in a drag race. KJ, you're up here in the booth. Obviously a different perspective than from behind the wheel. What are you seeing right now on this restart that's maybe a little bit different than what we'll see towards the end of this race?
You're seeing the guys who want to just ride around, and then you're seeing the guys who want to try the bottom to see how it drives, or to see what kind of momentum they can get. With 21 of 76, you got a long race still to go here. Basically, what you're doing here is you just want to kind of see what you got, what you can do, and what you have to do when the time comes. So anybody who goes to that bottom, you're pretty much sure that you're not going to complete that pass unless you get a huge run. But you want to kind of know where to pull out, or when you can go, or how much of a run you can get, and see if you can clear that guy. That's the only thing you're really worried about right now. You're building a strategy for the end of the race.
Building a strategy, taking those notes. Here's Craddock on the bottom. Has help from the 91 and the 47. A couple good cars behind him. Got some good cars, though, behind the 68 of Brian Voiles and Monty Keller and Pete Sindone. They're still going to be side-by-side for the lead here, entering the tri-oval. That 22 is hanging on the left rear quarter of Voiles. It's a drag race back to the line. That outside, though, going to lead it here. Voiles maintains the lead there, lap 22 of 76. But they continue to ease closer and closer together here. Things getting a little tight at the front of the field.
Definitely seeing the pack tighten up here. There was a lot of shuffling there just a couple laps ago, but started towards the front. Everybody's starting to get lined up well and tighten up in the pack.
They are leaning on each other there down into turn number 3. See, Voiles kind of getting away from running that upper middle groove, maybe that third and a half line off the bottom, and that really affects that line as Craddock in the 22, he's got the nose out front with that Venom Energy Drink Chevrolet. Still going to be side-by-side here coming back to the line. 22 going to lead that lap. As now the inside line has something good going. Voiles starting to migrate a little bit further down the racetrack here in the corners as Craddock going to clear him off of turn number 2, and now he'll lead the outside line, and, well, he ditches his friends down there on the bottom.
Not sure if that 22 of Craddock was clear when the move started, but he was by the time it was finished, whether the 68 liked it or not. And I don't think he did, because you see he made the move now down low. Abandons that inside line, has a helper. He's going to retake the lead already.
That trust there, KJ, that Brian's not going to run you over right now?
I think it is, and I think it's a lot of Craddock. Like, I'm going there. I don't care if you're there. I got the momentum. I'm going to take that high line away from you.
How much of a, I don't want to call it a careless attitude, but a don't care attitude maybe is a little, like, I don't care what Brian thinks at this point. How crucial is that? I mean, you know, I feel like I know these guys' personalities a little bit covering this now for almost 2 years. Some of these guys out here on track, you definitely don't want to cross them once, let alone, you know, cross them this early in the race.
Yeah, lap 45, you can get away with that. Lap 75, you ain't getting away with that. I don't know. I couldn't see the telemetry if Brian lifted gave him a break, but at the end of the race, there's going to be no give or take. It's going to be all take. But lap 25, you'll let that guy do that, because it's going to cause a huge wreck, and it's early on in the race. But yeah, Craddock kind of forced his way up there a little bit, but he made it work. And it didn't last long, but he got the lead.
See, the top two now kind of getting a little bit of a gap to DJ Champ from the 91. That 91 running a little bit higher, maybe call it a third to a half car length above where our two leaders are running through the corners. Voiles back out in front comfortably. We're single file there on the outside right now. Monty Keller there in second. DJ Champ, Rick Craddock, now Tyler Mallon in the 47. Leads what is left of the inside line, if you can call it that. Only two cars there down on the bottom.
Yeah, that bottom line was pretty strong a couple laps ago, Joe, and it's kind of just falling apart. It really takes 5 or 6 guys who can really get tight on each other to make that bottom work. And as soon as you get any kind of separation, that bottom line just falls all apart, and you kind of get what you get now. The top line is going to get huge runs off the corner, and they're just going to slowly pull that bottom line all the way to the back of that train.
And I think another thing is, once we get in this middle part of the race here, we've already had a couple big incidents. A lot of drivers, they see this trend where we get this big one long train going. They figure, why not just stay like this? Why do I need to move out right now? There's still a lot of racing left. Still going to have pit stops before the end of this race, so might as well just log off a couple safe laps while we can.
I don't have a notebook either, Joe Weaver. What are we doing? 3 times, 2 times? I lost it out here in the crowd in turn 1. We were partying all night long. I don't know where my notebook went.
You're partying a little too much for me too. I don't think I we'll see. KJ, you got to realize we here at JTN, we take a laissez-faire approach to a lot of things, and knowing things is one of those things.
Well, it's the Hangover 200, so I mean, I assume you got to be drunk to be here. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just here watching the race.
We're just doing our job the way they told us to do it.
And the problem is they never told us how to do it, you know?
I mean, it's in the name of the race. Do it hungover.
Well, yeah, but, you know, like, the announcing part.
And all I know is Brian Voiles is still leading the race. That's all I know.
Well, folks, as they get ready to try to take another stab at taking and wrestling the lead away from Brian Voiles, I'd like to remind you folks at home, we got some more great racing action coming up later this week for you here on JTN. It's the Full Throttle Racing Winter Series from Las Vegas. Truck racing action, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night. Then it's the ASRA National Championship Series from Gateway on January the 16th. And we're back with FTR at the end of the month from Pocono Raceway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races, much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. As you see, the lead 2 cars have gotten split up. Voiles goes to cover the bottom. That inside line formed up there in a lap and already challenging for the lead.
Yeah, so much for what I said about being content riding around, knocking off a few safe laps here. Tyler Mallon running in third, jumps up to that outside line.
So I'm hearing some reports, Joe, that it's about 5 laps we'll see pit stops. So you'll probably start seeing guys start migrating to the bottom here pretty soon.
Couple cars in that outside line right now up ahead of our leaders. They're going to stay way out. That's Magoo in the 144, Pumpkin in the 27.
Good job, giving plenty of room. Real nice here at Talladega, nice and wide.
Sometimes you just need a little extra space, right?
It never hurts. No, sometimes it could get pretty sketchy at Daytona.
I mean, relationships, grocery stores, and even out there on a super speedway. Just a little extra space sometimes is all the doctor ordered. Voil's still your leader. Has a new car on the back bumper. That's Silver Bullet in the number 4 in the white and purple with gold trim Chevrolet. The name does not fit the car here this evening. But a good-looking race car nonetheless. Craddock leading the outside line. And here comes Greg Lovell in that 088. Texaco machine starting to make some noise as we close in on pit stops. Happy New Year, Ben.
Well, you know, Joe, for Silver Bullet, sometimes an old Coors just ain't enough. You got to step it up, get some Crown Royal in you.
I don't think we'll be pitting this time, Joe. Maybe next time we'll see people start pitting. I think they're going to run it pretty much dry before they pit.
What's your call on a super speedway there, KJ? Do you like running it out, maybe pitting the lap earlier? What's your strategy?
Honestly, it depends on the fuel strategy. If I don't have to stretch it, I don't like stretching it. If I have to stretch it, I'll go as long as I can. It's probably not the answer you wanted, but I don't like pitting with a bunch of people. It tends to slow everybody down, and then there's a tendency of a wreck happening or a caution coming out. If I had my preference, I'd like pitting with like 3 or 4 guys. That way you can get in there as good as you can. You can all line up together coming out, and you can get it back up to speed. But I think they're going to run it as long as they can at this point.
Yeah, I like that strategy as well. Kind of a smaller group, you know, maybe not the whole field, but still enough to where you get that advantage with the draft coming out.
Yeah, it tends to be the more people you pit with, the slower you are. I don't know why. I guess everybody's trying to pit at the same time to funnel down. But the more guys you pit, the first time around they're going to be slower than everybody else if it's a big group. I think we got some pitting right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Silver Bullet leads them down.
4.
See, Pete Sindone, Hadler, and Brain Fade were out of that top pack, all coming down. The rest of the cars still staying out there on the track.
Yeah, it's a nice little group. If they can come out together, I think they'll be right at the lead or near the lead pack. I'm hearing reports that the leaders pit next time around.
With those drivers ducking out, that gave the lead to the 22 Rick Craddock. He ducks down in that inside line. Tyler Mellon behind.
Things are about to get interesting because still a lot of cars out there on the track. All going to be... See a couple come down the pit lane. Mellon in the 47 was going to get a little aggressive there. Smokes the tires coming to the line. 5 cars pit that time. And well, look at that. 6 stay out.
5 pit, 6 stay out. Almost a perfect split. That time, 22 of Rick Craddock, 47 Tyler Mellon, 68 Brian Voiles, 028 of Monty Keller, the 2 of RJ Rusty pitting.
Yeah, they all look like they're going to be good, too. They pretty much maximize pit entry. So if they all come out together, I think this is going to be the lead pack when they cycle back through.
Ben asks in chat, Cup or CTS? Cup's physics here tonight for the Bomb Squad Racing Hangover 200. 91, we're going to have some contact. DJ Champy's in the grass. Nelly's around as well. That 103 come back up on the track. He didn't. We're going to stay green, but that is a killer for our pole sitter.
Very tough break there for the 91, the 103. I don't know how that wasn't a bigger wreck, though, Joe.
Well, in ramifications, KJ, you were talking about it. I mean, that last grouping that came down the lap prior, They got down pit lane really well together. And now, this group that just came down, they lost 2 of their stronger cars. It's going to be a big cause and effect situation here.
I couldn't see a lot down where I'm at, Joe, but it looked like somebody wasn't expecting somebody to brake where they were, and when they locked them up, you can't stop. The brakes you run at a plate track are a lot smaller and lighter than the brakes you say you'd run at a short track. So you can't just stop on a dime. When you hit the brake, you're just gonna just not stop and just slide. That's what it looked like. He just hit the guy in front of him, and DJ got the worst end of that. He just went through the grass. Everybody else got through it pretty okay, but DJ got the worst end of that.
And most likely penalties going to both those drivers too for an unsafe pit entry, right?
Yeah, but at that point you're so mad. The penalty, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it only adds fuel to the fire. So at that point with DJ, you're just hoping for a caution or debris caution, something to get you back into this race. You're pretty much done now.
The Craddock going to cycle through as our leader. This 22 car. Lovell was the leader coming off pit lane. Went a lap further than everyone else. Tyler Melling going to be there in second. You got a pack of 4 together. Lovell should be able to hang on to this top grouping. But 6 cars remain here out of, I believe it was closer to 12 to 15 when that cycle of pit stops started. So already you can see the effects of green flag pit stops here on a super speedway. DJ Champ's just up ahead of this group. I don't know if he is a lap down just yet. They're going to fall in danger of it quick.
Yeah, Joe, with the...
We got.
Yeah, go ahead, Weaver. You were saying something. Go ahead, Weaver.
I was just going to say, with the long run-ups here at pit road at these super speedways, a lot of people think it might be easier, but it really can be difficult. Like you said, everybody brakes at a different point coming in. Everybody goes to a different spot on track when they're slowing down. It can definitely get hectic real quick down there.
Well, I remember a driver or two. One comes to mind, and I won't call him out for it because that's not nice here in the new year. But remember, there was a specific driver back in the day, Weaver, that we raced with that always had issues at Daytona with pit stops, and it's always an unforeseen skill that is needed. Is these green flag pit stops on the super speedways, and sometimes you don't slow up as much as the guy in front of you, and as KJ, you were saying. Those different different brakes than what you're traditionally used to running on most of the other tracks. It definitely bites you a little bit here with not as much stopping power with these, heavy stock cars.
You're not talking about Mac Daddy, are you? Because I don't see him.
I'm not talking about him, but that's another good shout out.
Usually the guy who can't stop is okay because the guy in front of him stops.
Oh, because he stops them, yeah. Weaver knows Weaver, you know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so. Are you talking? I think his name starts with the Joe and then ends with the E. Stefanu.
It does, and that's why we call him the Bull, and that's where you can get your Joey the Bull Stefanu t-shirt on the JTN merch store. See, there's always a plug, folks, because Brian Voiles takes the lead.
And one thing, back to the actual race, Joe. If you want to get away from that topic. The first pack that pitted is a lot smaller than that second round that pitted. So the first pack, they're going to be in trouble here if they break up on this next pit stop.
So, oh man, I would hate to be that second pack.
Brian Voiles back to the lead. Said his game plan's probably going to be running out in front as much as possible, and he's doing a really good job at it so far tonight. So if you ask me, if you ask any of these drivers in the field right now what their game plan is, I'm sure first and foremost they're going to say leading.
I mean, you just like seeing that big number next to your name in the column of laps led, right?
It's always a good bragging point, but if there's somebody else with a 1 next to their lap lead and also the position at the end of the race, it means just as much.
Yeah, you're just trying to get 1. If you led 1 lap, you feel like you've done something.
Even in a race with no points?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
You can get 1 lap. It's the last one.
I'll phooey with you. Craddock takes the lead back on the outside. Going to be clear of Voiles in the 68. Going to look to take Tyler Mallon with him.
DJ Champ in that 91 holding strong, a lap down, but in a good position here if we were to get a yellow flag.
And the free pass spot is that 91 car right now.
Might not even need the free pass. He makes a move down low now, trying to lead that inside line.
That would help for the track position. The other thing to think about, too, Nelly in that 103 is also in this pack. I believe both those cars just a lap down. One of you can correct me on that if I'm wrong.
103 Anelli is 2 laps down, Joe.
How did I know you would be the one to correct me?
You know, I gotta make sure I get my licks in whenever I can.
Hey, I'm down here with the fans. I can't see anything telemetry-wise, so I can't tell you what I'm seeing down here. So I'll let Weaver handle that.
We know they know how to party here at Talladega down in that infield.
Yeah, I mean, what's the crazy... I mean, you gotta keep it TV-friendly, KJ, but craziest thing you've seen down there so far?
Oh, man. I don't know how to clean it up where we can talk about it here. But it involved a bottle of beer and some guy. I can't talk about anything else.
Bottle of beer and a dude down in the infield. Craziest thing you've ever seen.
Doing something that you shouldn't do.
Okay.
With an empty bottle of beer. Let's just leave it at that.
Interesting.
My. Let everybody watching at home with those good imaginations take a stab at that one.
I'm gonna leave it at that, and we'll let the put the fans in the chat here and see what they come up with.
No, let's not. Let's not do that. Do not put in the chat. We do not need that in the chat. We are family friendly here on JTN. Is Craddock now going to have a challenge from DJ Champ in the 91? That inside line has the momentum. DJ is just looking to get a lap back there, and he'll be able to get clear of the 22. And this is going to change things a little bit if this 91 gets clear, because when a lap down car is clear, how much motivation does that really provide to that guy that's leading the race or running there in second? Can kind of save a little bit of fuel if he does things right. I mean, there's no extra motivation to make a pass, right, KJ?
Well, if you're the leader, not really. You honestly, if unless you're really worried about that guy winning the race, if a caution comes out, you get behind him and you just save fuel. Let him pull you around, because with him being the lead like that, he's going to get less fuel miles than you anyway. So if it goes green all the way, he's going to be out of your way. And if it goes green, he's going to be a lap down. So you're really not racing that guy. Just save some fuel. It never hurts to save fuel at these races.
Now that 91 has the lead, it looks like everybody behind him has chosen that route. Everybody getting single file now in that high line.
Yeah, and just for the record, Joe, let's not put ideas in the chat here, because I know how people ideas and imagination gets. But I'll tell you after the race, after the broadcast, what I've seen out here in the infield.
We'll have a full written report on the website whenever the website finally gets launched.
Little JTN After Dark action.
Yeah. It's adult content, 18 plus. We can't talk about that right now.
Wish we were. If this was a JTN Unhinged broadcast, we'd be fine. But alas, it is not. And how do you know this race has settled down? Well, we're talking about nonsense as the field has gotten single file here at the front.
Might not look like it, but the 22 Rick Craddock is your leader right now. Tucked up in behind that 91 of DJ, saving a little bit of fuel here.
I mean, he is tucked up underneath the back of that Dodge Charger, all over his rear bumper right now.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a blessing too, Joe, because if you're out here leading the line, you're the leader, and you want to stay out front, but you know you're burning fuel at a much greater rate than anybody else in the field, anybody else behind you. If you got a car in front of you that doesn't even matter to you, but you can still save that fuel, big blessing here.
Honestly, I'll tell you what, the 60 car is the biggest fan of the 91 right now, because if the 91's out front, the 60 is lucky dog. But I'm hearing we're going to be pitting here in about 4 laps. Lap 52, 53, we're going to see pit stops again.
So you're saying things might get a little crazy again here in a lap or two?
I'm not saying it's the 103 again, but somebody's going to go on the pit stops and probably make contact with somebody, because you got to get all you can get this time.
You gotta go, go, go?
It's not quite the do or die time pit stop, but it's the next to last. I think you want to make sure you're with that lead pack, and you want to make sure you can pit as late as possible, because that gives you more options with fuel and tires. So I think you're going to see everybody run as long as they can. No short pitting. You're going to want to get as little fuel as possible here when you pit.
Saw the field get 3 wide there for a second, working around the 188 of Larry D. Folks, again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. This is the Hangover 200 here with Bomb Squad Racing. Remember, if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. It does so much to help support us here on JTN. Helps us continue to put out some great content for you. It also shows your support for all of our great racers, including the folks here at the Bomb Squad Racing League here in the Hangover 200. So again, hit that like button, subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend about our streams. And as always, we appreciate you. And today only, we're wishing you a Happy New Year. '91 has fallen out of the lead lap, or off of the lead lap once again, as Craddock has gotten back by DJ Champ in that 91 car. Still going to have to make one more pit stop after this next one, as we're 26 laps away right now from the end of this race. But depending on how you shake things out here, you could make that second pit stop, that money stop, a little bit shorter. Taking 2 tires, taking a little less fuel, or some combination of the two. Or maybe you tell Goodyear to shove it. You don't put any freshies on the car, Weaver.
Yeah, Joe, at these super speedways, who needs those Goodyear tires? All I need is that Sunoco racing fuel. Go out here and burn it on up.
What's your favorite Sunoco racing fuel, KJ?
Whatever gets me to the finish, Joe. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Whatever keeps all 4 tires on the ground, whatever gets me to the finish.
Hey, you're the one that said you wanted to broadcast, so you get the questions. Weaver's just...
this time, Joe. A lot of them are ready to pit.
Weaver's sitting there like, wow, I didn't get asked a stupid question for once. Someone else got it.
I don't mind stupid questions. I'll give you stupid answers. So it don't matter either way.
Corporate slogan here at JTN. Pit stops coming. Leaders all going to come down. Lovell staying out.
Oh.
Craddock misses pit road in the 22, and we might have a couple speeders down there on the pit lane. Here comes the 22 back across pit road. He's going to be around.
There's a nice little spin-a-rooney there. Gets it back going straight.
Can you dig that?
Definitely going to have a penalty, but a solid recovery for the given the situation.
So we'll watch the 088 of Greg Lovell. He takes over the lead.
Brian Voll's going to lead them off of pit road for those green flag stops.
Again, Weaver, keep an eye on the tower. See if there's any penalties coming for any of these drivers. A lot of smoke being thrown up. Always sometimes a key indicator of some drivers maybe being a little too hot coming to pit lane. Can you swear in chat? What's the rule there, Weaver? Do you have your corporate handbook out in front of you?
I mean, I feel like we'd prefer not, but we also, you know, as long as you're not aiming it towards somebody or using excessive vulgar language, I'd say it's a free country.
I think that's like exactly, as long as it's not at somebody, and it's not like bad words.
No calling anybody doo-doo head in chat.
That's right.
What if they do a doo-doo head move? Does that
Then you
count?
just call them dumb.
You know, or
I'm
you
not
just
allowed to do that, though.
DM it to them, and then we lose all liability.
Keith said the swear word there. It rhymes with IO 8 as Voil's coming down the pit road to serve a penalty.
Is that the team that lost to Georgia the other night? Is that what you're talking about?
Thank God.
Tough break there for the 68 of Brian Voles. Looked like he was a little too fast getting on pit road there, and believe he was now serving that penalty.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Joe, I've always been a Michigan fan. I've never been the other team fan. So
it makes me feel a little bit better, but I still feel like crap. But here we are. It's 2023. New year, new me. Craddock, your leader.
Oh, we got one in the wall here as the leaders are going by. It was the 103 of Nelly, I believe. They make it through all right. A very tense moment there. Seems like every time we do these green flag pit stops here, Joe, the lead pack that we're following gets chopped in half, and I believe we saw that again. We got about 5-6 out here now on the lead lap, running with this lead pack.
yeah, I think everybody's about 4 or 5 laps short. I think what's going to happen here is you might see a couple people short pit. It really depends on who your partner is. If you don't have a partner, you're going to stay out with everybody else. But I think we may see a couple guys try to pit early and try to get synced up and try to get ahead of everybody else.
.22 of Rick Craddock leads them. 49 BSR Brain Fade in second. 47 of Tyler Mallon in third. And the 088 of Greg Lavelle in fourth. That's your top 4 there running under a blanket right now.
Yeah, RJ Rusty in the number 2 is quickly losing the leaders in their draft here. Silver Bullet in the 4 is the first car a lap down right now. But like you said, those top 4 out in front of the field, they're liking what they see, right? They want this thing to run green to the end. They know one of them will be going to victory lane. They know 3 of them will be talking with us at the conclusion of the race, and that's really the true prize, isn't it, folks? If you're Rick Craddock, you've been aggressive all night. You got to keep doing it. If you're brain fading this 49, guess what? We haven't said his name all that much, have we? But he is running a methodical race here tonight, running a great race, and has himself in position to win. Tyler Mallon, the 47. It's been an up and down night for that Kingsford Toyota. But team and driver are doing a great job of being up front when it matters and being a good pusher throughout this race. And Greg Lovell in the 088, what more can you say? Super Speedway ace at this point. Always expect to see that those Texaco colors and that Ford Mustang up towards the front of the field. Our Daytona Cup Series winner to start the year in 2022. He runs 4th, and he's running pretty darn well right now. And they're getting some help now from the 4 and the 188. Silver Bullet and Larry D, those 2 might play into, working with these guys, and maybe propelling them to a victory here tonight, but the Ford's going to go on by. How's that for a setup? Folks, again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here tonight to JTN. I'm Joe Twansky, joined by Joseph Weaver and special guest, BSR Kilojoules, KJ, your 2022 Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series champion. Again, folks, we cannot thank you enough for tuning in tonight. Make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe. It does so much to help support us on JTN. When you subscribe, when you like the videos, it helps get them out to more people. When you watch throughout the event, it does that as well. So again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Have some great numbers here this evening. And again, be a friend, tell a friend about our streams. This race coming down to the end of it, they are not going to want to miss it. So again, share that stream with folks that you know all around the world. Got some great racing action coming up for you later on this week. Tuesday night, it'll be the Full Throttle Racing Winter Series from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Coverage beginning January 3rd at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on January 16th, the SRA National Championship Series heads to Gateway. Coverage beginning 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we're back at it, FTR Winter Series from Pocono, January 31st. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN.
I tell you what, Joe, with this small lead pack, I think Greg won a race early in the season last year. Maybe Brain won one early, but you got a lot of guys up front who haven't won a race last season. I think we're going to see a little bit of hell break loose here in the last couple of laps of this race if this pack stays like this.
Oh yeah, Brain won that one at Atlanta, right? Got the strategy call and got the caution.
I remember that one, yes.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I remember that one, yes.
Oh. You know, I just want to remind the folks at home, though, like, you know, he held everyone off there for a couple laps, got a caution at the right time, was able to steal the win away from a couple fast cats there and put together a great race. You talk about Greg won a couple times early last year, but kind of struggled down the stretch. Tyler Vell and the 47 crew, I can't remember if they won one towards the end, but were the bridesmaid many times. Yes. And then Rick Craddock in the 22. A couple races come to mind. Darlington is one that comes to mind that kind of slipped through his fingers. There was another one later on in the season as well. But again, like you said, hungry cats here. What better way than to start the year with a win here in the Hangover 200? I can't think of a better way. I mean, I'm calling the race. Maybe that's a little bit better, but...
Yeah, a racer never forget. I can tell you everything that happened in that last 5 laps when Brain beat me in Atlanta. A racer never forgets.
And Ben adding to the accomplishments of Lovell there in the 08, won the FTR Winter Series opener at Daytona. So again, if I'm looking at this top 4 right now, and you guys, you know, you can throw a pick out there too. I really like where Greg is right now in that 08 car. Lovell does such a good job on these super speedways. I would not be surprised to see that Ford victory lane. He's just kind of been there all night, right? He hasn't made a lot of noise, and sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's not great, but hasn't made a lot of noise tonight. But is right there at the front at the end of this thing, and that's sometimes all you need to do, and the only place you need to be.
We doing JTM picks now? Are you picking the 088?
I'm not picking him. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if he won. Because the moment I pick him, he will explode or something. I don't know.
If you're going to pick the 088, I'll pick the 47. 47 is due. All the second places he had last season, he's due. He's always fast, and he's really good at pit stops. So I'll go with the 47.
Well, I guess I will be that guy, and I'm gonna go with the leader right now. That 22 of Rick Craddock. He's looked strong all night. He's been in the lead. He's been here before. I think we will see that 22 in victory lane by night's end.
So does that mean that the 49 is going to win the race?
I think so. We might have just gave him a New Year's present. Greg Lavelle, the first of the four, ducking into this inside line full of lap-down cars right now. Something interesting, 088 has gotten to this point. He's been pitting by himself, pitting a lap later than everybody else.
Ooh, some contact there between Brandon and Voiles.
The other three in this lead group on the lead lap have all pit together in the last two green flag stops.
Yeah, and I think that's an underlooked thing. He's been pitting by himself and running longer, so he can run that extra lap with these lap down cars and take less fuel. So if he has a problem on the pit stop, it's not going to hurt him as bad as it hurts the other three guys. They may lose the draft if they have a bad pit stop. He won't lose the draft because he has to take less fuel. So he's kind of built himself a buffer where as long as he doesn't have a horrible pit stop, he'll be fine.
He's got him a good buffer, and not only that, we've seen a lot of trouble coming down on pit road. If somebody in this other group of three or some other cars pitting early come down pit road and we get a yellow, he's still out there. He won't be stuck a lap down. He'll be the leader of the race.
Folks, of course, it's our TWB 10 to go. I'd like to remind you, you can head on over to GardenLightstrike.com. From porches to patios to more for all of your outdoor lighting needs. They have you covered. Again, that's GardenLightstrike.com, GardenLightstrect.com, GardenLightstrike.com here on your TWB 10 to go as we're going to be side by side for the lead here coming to the line. Give that lap to Lovell in the 088. 9 to go.
Yeah, I think you're going to see the cars that are a lap down stay out as long as possible. If they're in front of the leader, try to get their lap back. You may see the guys on the lead lap try to split this in half with the other guys on the lead lap and try to get away from them. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be all about pit entry, pit exit here on this pit stop here. If you can get linked up together, two guys, that's the two guys who are going to have the best chance of winning this race.
We do have a question in chat, Weaver, that I think you would have an answer for. What does TWB stand for?
Well, the best way I could put it, I believe it stands for a lot of things, Joe.
Okay.
I believe there's it's one of those ones with multiple meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of Tommy Bordeaux, owner of TWB Incorporated. A lot of business ventures, a lot of things going on in that mind.
Means a lot of things to a lot of people is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's one of those, you can even make up in your mind what it might mean to you.
As long as it's good.
Oh, it's whatever you want it to be. And if it ain't, then we'll tell you.
Lovely leader. He's behind the two lap cars here, and Brian Voiles and Silver Bullet, both with issues on pit lane here this evening. They're running right now in 10th and 11th. Oh, no!
Oh, there it is. The wreck.
Oh, no.
Well, they caught us sleeping, didn't they? Tyler Mallon, now your leader. Be racing back to the line. We'll keep an eye on this 47 as the 49-22. Both going to have runs. See if they can get enough of a run on this 47 to Mallon, but it's going to be close to the end of this race now, folks. Because I don't think we're going to go back green. It's 5 laps to go. When we get back to the line, these drivers might need to pit. It's going to be close.
Yeah, you may have some guys running out of gas, Joe, because right on the window. But the two guys up front got their lap back. I think we're going to get a green flag restart here.
Caution out. Let's get you a replay. This looks like a bump from the 22 to the back of the 088 there on corner entry. Sends Greg Lovell around and hard into the outside wall. You're Lovell and Co. You are not happy with Rick Craddock right now.
No, not at all. Spent a lot of time getting it out of the grass there with the tire down as well. Very tough break for that 088. Was in a really good spot there coming towards the end of this race.
KJ, what's the etiquette there?
It's 5 to go. There's really no give. It's all take.
Even in the corners?
You hate it. I personally wouldn't do it. But when it's 5 to go, less than 10 to go, it's all take at a plate track. Because if you lift, especially with a cup car, it's going to take you a lap or two to build momentum up. So you can't afford to lift. That's normally what happens towards the end of these races. It's just all take. But I think everybody's going to pit anyway. It's just I'm curious to see if the guys who are telling them the lap can stay out and make it towards the end, or if they're going to pit.
Well, on board with Tyler Mallon there, you see how the C's part for the 47 team. As you said, everyone pitting. Need fuel. Don't know if I'd be taking tires. It brings the 68 back in. It brings a couple cars back into this race.
Yeah, I think the 68 and the 4 were in the front of the leaders. So they're back in the game again. It's just a matter of what they want to do and how good of a restart they get. So this caution just totally changes the whole end of the race.
Bill, I told you that's why I didn't want to make a pick. And then I got pushed into making a pick because anytime I make a pick, something bad happens and it's always my dang fault. So, apology flowers are going to be going out to the 088 team. Don't know how much they're actually going to mean. But they're going to go out, nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah, Chevy, I know. KJ, it's like you said. I mean, there with that 22 car, it's a mistake. You're pushing it there at the end. You're in that spot. You're up there at the front. You gotta go. Go.
I tell you what, I would say let's talk to the 088, but you want to talk to the 49? To see where he's feeling at position-wise now?
You want to lead the way?
Yeah, let me get him on the thing here, and I'll pull him in the booth here with you.
So an interesting restart incoming. Things are about to get a little crazy here at the front of the field.
Hey, Brain, this is KJ, Weaver, and Joe here in the booth here.
Hey, Happy New Year's, you guys.
Brain, I got a question for you.
Okay.
It's a crazy question. How much do you want to win this race right now, and what are you willing to do it?
It's just another race. I'd like to win it, but I'm not willing to wreck anybody to do it.
What if we give you permission?
Doesn't change my attitude.
All right, I like it. What do you need here for this restart? Gonna be getting what, a lap or two?
Just need some luck. I mean, we got all bunched up again. It's gonna be a crazy thing. Probably get a caution again. Hopefully not, but one way or the other, I think this is the last restart.
I think he's going to be on the bottom, Joe, so he might be in the prime position here for this restart.
Yeah, I mean,
I should be in.
Brain, we've seen that inside line. It's worked really well on these restarts. Even the second place car on the inside has been able to get out in front of the lead. Are you gonna? You don't have to give everything away because maybe some of these other drivers got their crews watching. But how aggressive do you make? How aggressive of a play do you make, maybe to get to that outside line? Or are you gonna stick to where you are and just see how the carts fall?
I tend to like the bottom line just because The wrecks usually go uphill before they come down. Not always, but mostly. So, but hopefully I'm in front of it, a wreck, but we'll see.
Well, Brain, if you need any extra motivation for you, got some fresh for you here. There was 4 of you running on the lead lap in a pack there that last run for our yellow, and we all did a couple picks up here, and you were the one lone left out, so you can go out there and prove us all wrong here. I think we'd all enjoy talking to you afterwards and get it rubbed in our face.
Anything can happen, though.
I didn't want to pick it. I didn't want to put the jinx on him. That's why I didn't pick it.
There you go.
Brain, good luck here for the end of this race, buddy.
All right. Thanks. Enjoy it.
He's our Brain Fade driver, the 49. Going to be restarting third here. Just be getting one to go at the line. Hopefully going to set us up for a green-white checkered. Indeed, it will.
You want to get a quick word from the leader right quick, Joe, or you want to just let it go?
I'm going to let him go.
Okay. I was curious what Tyler's thinking. I'm pretty sure he's going to be mirror driving here in this restart here.
I think...
You really only got one lap, because the first lap, half a lap, you're going to get wound up and get it going.
I mean, if you're the 47, it's a mad dash to hopefully beat the 86 through turns 1 and 2. Give yourself the option to go to that outside line. Maybe you migrate to the top, migrate back to the bottom through 3 and 4, and try to collect those. We haven't seen a restart with this much on the line tonight, right? We haven't. We got that long green flag run. We've seen 3 restarts tonight, including the initial start to the race. But
yeah, I think Joe, what's going to happen here is if Tyler can clear the 86, he's going to straddle the middle. He's going to try to block both lines. If he doesn't clear, he's in trouble. So he has to clear that 86 out of turn 2. Like I said, if he doesn't clear, it's a drag race turn 3. And then after that, it's just a matter of everybody's going to go where there's an open space. So this should be really fun here if we get the last 2 laps here.
it is gonna be interesting here, folks. Sit back, relax. 2 laps to go from Talladega. Tyler Mellon lead us back to green. We start Miller there on the outside in the 86. And it's Brain Fade and Dan Lovell there, row 2. RJ Rusty, Greg Lovell, Brian Voyle, Silver Bullet, DJ Champ, I believe, back on the lead lap. It's going to be a good one as the Dodge Charger base car comes down the pit lane.
And I'm pretty sure people taped up for 2 laps, so you're going to see some crazy runs here.
Things are about to get hot underneath the helmet. Underneath the hood, it's a good one here. Fans are on their feet. Drivers at the ready. Flagman with the green in hand. 2 to go. We're back underway here at the Hangover 200.
Nobody's really locked up with each other, Joe, so it's pretty much a drag race.
Already saw Brian Voiles in the 68 try to dip to the inside of RJ Rusty. Wasn't able to get it. Tyler Mellon going to be clear of the outside line right now. Already cars way up the track in that outer line further on back. Mellon now clear. Brain now clear. And the 49 both go up into that middle groove here down the back straightaway. Weaver, here comes the 49. There's a wreck behind them.
There is a wreck behind him. The yellow's out. This is going to be the race for the win here, Joe. The 49 Braid Fade on the outside. He's got help behind. 47 on the inside. He's looking for some help.
Got another crash behind him. Lovell's both going around into the outside wall. Top 3, Tyler Mellon, Brain Fade, and Andrew Miller. Miller, big move to the inside. Brain goes to cover. He's to the inside of the 47 here. Into the tri-oval we go. Big push and coming to the back of that Dodge Charger. It's a drag race to the line. Who gets it? Brain Fade. Gonna take home the victory here from Talladega.
Wow. The one guy we didn't call won the race.
What a move at the end there by the 49 of BSR Brain Fade, proving all of us in the booth wrong there. Made the move to the bottom there just in time, got ahead of the 86 of Miller, and gets the job done.
Can I say I secretly wanted to call Brain, but I didn't want to jinx him, so...
Holy cannolis, folks. I mean, that's how you want to kick off a year. Brain Fade taking home the victory in style in that Dodge Dart there. Get a little slice of heaven. with the 49 team after drinking all that beer yesterday on New Year's Eve. But Brain Fate going to take home the victory in the 49. It's going to be Tyler Malin there in second, BSR Miller in third. That was a thriller, folks. We're going to get a replay of it once they get to the line because we don't like taking away from the actual finish of the race. But Weaver KJ, I mean, man, oh man, that was fun. That was a fun little start to the year.
Yeah, half a car length separated the win. That's pretty much what you expect at a plate track. So its plate tracks are crazy like always. And the Hangover race, they're normally pretty wild here at the end, and half a car length won the race.
Yeah, you know, Joe, KJ, you really got to be happy whenever you get that run back to the line at a Superspeedway and you get a clean finish from those top 2, 3, 4, however many are involved.
Brain Fate brings it around, crosses the line. He's your official race winner here from Talladega.
Yeah, and good recovery. I know we won't be talking tonight, top 3, but Brian and Silver Bullet recovered 4th and 6th place after being a lap down there. They were in front of that leader when the caution came out, and they recovered to top 10s.
Well, here's the move of the race. It's your race-winning move. Big move for Andrew Miller in the 86. Goes to the bottom, trying to get around this 49. Then a big push coming to the back of Brain. Going to be a drag race, as we said, back to the line. And as you said, not even... maybe a third of a car length. Let's make it a little bit tighter there as Brain takes home the victory. I mean, if you're Tyler Malin in the 47, there's nothing else you could have done, right? I mean, he had the push from behind, being the 49, and when you're the leader, sometimes you're just a sitting duck.
I tell you what, Joe, when we get to the interview, ask Tyler, is he tired to finish second place?
I have a feeling the answer is going to be yes.
I haven't been out here, Joe, since the last race of the season. I've been kind of retired, so it's nice to get back out here with y'all and the fans out here in the infield and on broadcast and everything. It's just good to be back at the track.
Well, it was a fun time here tonight. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better to start the year. Here's the incident down in turns number 3 and 4 between the 088 and 388. Actually going to be the 2 making contact with Dan in the 388, and then 088 gets involved. All that there, nothing too major. Incident that brings out the caution, though, down the back straightaway involving Monty Keller's the one that takes a huge hit on this. Looks like the 188 comes up the track. Be some contact there at the front of the 028 to the 188. That one causes a big cluster. 22, 188, both going to go into the inside wall. Another look at it.
I think Brain's trying to blow the motor out of it.
I don't think you want to do that, right? You want to keep that car.
No, it's a special event race. You don't care about that motor. And if you blow it up, they can't look at it.
Mm-hmm. So he was doing a reverse Polish victory lap. Off the top of the office.
A reverse Polish victory lap?
Mm-hmm. He did it in reverse.
The Brain Fade, your race winner. We'll get a chance to talk with him, as well as the rest of our podium, Tyler Malin and BSR Miller. He's still burning it down. An enjoyable finish to this one, folks. Again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, again, drop the like, subscribe, do all those things. It does help support us so much here on JTN. More than you could ever know. And again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Results coming your way here from Talladega. But before we talk with our top 3, let's get a quick word from our friends at AutoSim 2.
Today we're doing auto sim.
Auto sim.
We are trying out auto sim.
Yay, it's auto sim.
Back. And we're back here on JTN. Results on your screens at home. Let's go ahead and start talking with our race winner. He's the driver of the number 49. We talked with him when he was behind the wheel of the car. He said he needed a little bit of luck, but then he pulled off the move of the century. BSR Brain Fade. Brain, brother, how'd you win that race?
Outside, and then I was sitting, well, okay, I'll go inside, and fortunately somebody followed me in and was able to push me by, and I don't know what I think it was Tyler had for tape on, but I had 80 and it was enough. Got by, much to my surprise.
Well, a big move comes from behind by way of the 86, right? I think he's making a move to try to get around you. You're making a move to try to get around Tyler. When you know you have that block done on the 86 car, is that when you're kind of feeling you're starting to feel pretty good about your chances there coming off of turn number 4?
Well, you're kind of assuming I was looking behind me, and I really wasn't too much. So it wasn't until I had my nose underneath the 47 that I looked in my mirror and says, "Well, is anybody going with me? Because that's going to make or break the deal." But yeah, it was pretty much. Just look out the windshield and look for an opening.
Well, looking for the opening, get the opening there at the end. I mean, talk about maybe for the fans at home. Obviously, this is an annual event for Bomb Squad Racing, and there's a couple of these here at the start of the year before the Cup Series starts, and everything really starts in February. What does it mean to win one of these special events? They have lineage. They're separate events from everything, so it just means they just mean a little bit more. But for the folks at home that may be unfamiliar with these special events like the Hangover 200, what's so special about winning this race?
What makes it special is, it is a special. It's a one-off event, pretty much, or annual event. So there's no points on the line, so you get a lot of people come in that don't really run regularly, and it's a big group. I mean, I don't think I've started on pit road so far back in a long time. So that was interesting, coming from, I think it was 24th or something like that on the grid. So pulling it up there to the win, that was pretty amazing.
Well, Brain, a big win here to kick off the year. Again, congratulations. It was a thriller of a finish. I think it's gonna end up making intro material here pretty soon. But again, congratulations on the win. But before we let you go, you got a bunch of great partners to help get you to the track. Got a lot of great people to shout out. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Well, first I want to thank all the drivers that showed up, to make this event what it was. We got, of course, thank the Voiles for what they do to support this league and promote these. And I want to thank you guys up in the booth. I'm sure you did a good job, as you always do. I want to thank Medicine Chest, and want to give a shout out to Magoo for all he does for the club, and for thanks to all the other admins that make this happen. It takes several people to make this go off, so it's pretty cool to be able to come out here and win one.
Well, Brian, it was a pleasure to watch tonight. As always, cannot thank you enough for your time. Congratulations on the win, buddy, and again, Happy New Year.
All right, yep.
What a great way to start the year.
Hope to see you guys up here in the booth more often.
Let's just make it a weekly thing. How's that sound?
That's a tough order.
Bi-weekly?
Yeah, it takes semi-monthly, that's...
Okay, yay.
It's a tough crowd to race with,
Once in a while.
Brain, again, congratulations. Go soak it in.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Brain Fade. He's the driver of the number 49. He's your race winner here tonight. Let's go ahead and next bring in our third place finisher, sorry, driver of the number 86, Andrew Miller. BSR Miller. Andrew, you got a copy?
That I do.
What would you like me to refer to you as here this evening?
You can stick to Andrew. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because Miller is what you drink, right? Anyways, a third place run here tonight. Feels like a quiet night for you in this 86 team. How'd you manage it?
Well, on the first round of green flag pit stops, I had a good pit entry, was trying to stretch the fuel, and then I was too conservative coming into my stall because I got paranoid that that my tires were still on. So I was like creeping in there being like, are they off? Are they off?
Mm-hmm.
And then that cost me. But I was able to run with Danny there for a while, pretty much the whole entire run, kept it clean, and I didn't even realize where we were as far as positions. So when that one caution came out, it's just like, ooh, we might have a shot at a good result. And next thing I know, I'm in second. And I'm like, how? So just a matter of keeping it clean, I guess. And that was luck more than anything.
I was going to ask, was there a strategy call there to get up into second for the restart? Was there, we can talk about the restart too, starting in the outside lane on the front row seemed to be a curse all night long. Was there strategy that you pulled there on that final pit stop? Were you a little worried about what the finish would look like here, starting up on the front row on the outside? Did any of that stuff kind of ring home for you?
Well, I did feel like I didn't have as fast a car as everybody around me. I did tape up on that last. That was really the only strategy call I would say would be that I taped up a little bit, but otherwise just took half a can. Some of the guys were having a hard time making it back around, but I was good. I think again, just that was more of a luck thing than anything else. So I got whatever karma, Lord Jesus Spaghetti Monster to thank for that one. But congrats to Brain. That was well deserved, and cool being up there with Tyler again.
Well, Andrew, again, congratulations on the third place run here tonight. Again, you're usually on this side of the side of the microphone I'm on, or you're on it a lot now too. So I think you know what my next question is. The floor is yours, buddy.
I appreciate it. Well, of course, Kathy Voiles for putting this race on, and really Voiles Trucking. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Jaden, who's sitting right next to me. Everybody in the group chat who can hopefully hear me right now. And Mom and Dad, if you ever watch this, of course. Joe, always fun to watch these back. And Joseph, good seeing you back in here, man. And KJ, putting on a headset for once. That's pretty cool. Appreciate you guys.
Well, Andrew, we appreciate you taking the time after this one. Third place finish here tonight. Again, congratulations on that. Thank you so much for your time. And, man, have a happy new year. Great way to kick off and start this one.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Andrew Miller, he's a driver, or BSR Miller, rather. He's the driver of the number 86, your third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and finally bring in our second place finisher, driver of the number 47, Tyler Mallon. Tyler, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I got a question for you. It's an easy question. Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Do you know what it is?
No idea.
Second place again. What are the emotions like?
Everything's great.
In all seriousness, though, is there anything you could have done different there besides, door checks? I mean, there's maybe some dirty moves there. I know you don't want to do those.
That's not how I race.
Is there anything, though? Is it just maybe making a block a second before Brain makes a move? Is it what? When you look back at this race, now that you've had a couple minutes, not a lot of time, right, to digest it, but what more do you think you could have done different there at the end?
I guess coming out of turn 4, I could have tried to be like, well, A, I could have blocked harder, but B, I guess I could have anticipated that he would go to the inside because that was going to be faster in the tri-oval because it was just the two of us side by side. And so I think I should have maybe asserted myself on the inside a little quicker, but I don't know. It was a good race. That's all that matters. I haven't finished worse than 4th here, but I've finished second like all but one time. So,
but when we look back at this race to start the year, I mean, I'm hoping that we see you out on track more as the season comes on with the Cup Series on Thursday nights. But when we talk about starting years off right, today's obviously a great example of starting a year off right? A podium finish, big event. What's the big? Is it momentum that you feel like you're going to be able to take out of this race? Or is it something else? What's that big thing coming out of January 1st, 2023 in terms of sim racing?
Well, more specific to this race, I think I could change a few things about the way the car drove for me. Mm-hmm. But big picture, it's just a good feeling to be able to race in an environment like this, such a positive environment. It's a competitive one too, and be able to be competitive like that and run up front pretty much almost every race I do here. And it's I don't really know how to put it into words, but it's what you look for in a league. Everyone's very nice. Everyone's very competitive. Everyone's very clean on track. And it means a lot to start the year off with a good finish in a league like that. So before I forget, I want to just say thank you to Kathy and Brian Voiles for putting on this race, and Magoo for letting me race here. As always, they do a fantastic job. So,
well, Tyler, you do a fantastic job with these interviews.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I know you're always worried about them, but hey, every time they're getting better. They're pro at this point. Honestly, you're a pro at this point.
I'm telling you, it's all those second place finishes.
It's just reps.
Joe, I have a question for Tyler.
Okay,
if you don't mind me jumping in.
Go for it.
Hey, just to delve into the mind of a racer, what do you think you need to do to elevate from that second place? You've had a lot of bad luck, you've had a lot of good luck, and you've always seemed to finish second place. What do you think you need to do, or just anything in general, to elevate yourself to that first win at BSR? Just to delve into the mind of a racer.
I think I need to be a little more aggressive on track. I haven't always been this way, but for a while now, I've just been kind of not aggressive or assertive on track, and I kind of just let people go sometimes, and then I can't get past them again. and that's I feel like that's holding me back a little bit. That's happened with you a couple times. That's happened with Ricky in the 93. He wasn't here tonight. He couldn't make it. But that's one thing. I could have, again, specific to this race, I could have blocked harder. Really, tonight I feel like I needed more. The way the car was set up, I needed more than one lap to get up to speed with it, like everyone else. The way I had it set up, it took a while to get there, but when I actually got to like all the way up to speed, I was flying. Like I think there was a point in the race where I was the only car in the inside line, and I was still keeping up with them somehow. So that was I don't know. We'll see. I also know that I'm just not as good at setups as you and Ricky, so I have to get a bit more of that going as well.
You're pretty good at where you're at, Tyler. So you ain't got to go too far. But I was just curious of what different people have different mindsets of what they do, and I don't want to take over, Joe. But I was just kind of curious of where Tyler's mindset is compared to where my mindset is on a race basis.
So
it's more aggression than I think than anything else, though.
So what I'm getting, Tyler, from KJ asking that question is he's trying to figure out what you're going to do different here this year, so that way that we still see that 029 on top. So just be mindful. See, it might be planting some seeds. I'm just saying. Got to be careful. But
well, you never know. I could be lying.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
counter
I could be just trying to pump information from Tyler to know what I need to work on. So, yeah, but I love racing people hard, and I love racing people fast, and I don't plan on racing like I did last season. But I was just kind of curious to see where you were at mindset, because you finished a second a lot when you joined PSR. I didn't know if it was starting to grow on you, or starting to wear you down, or see if you had to work on certain things. I just kind of curious where your mindset was going into a new season here.
For me, it's more about having a good race than where I finish. So like tonight, I was really happy that we had a side-by-side finish and it came down to the line like that. That's really all that matters to me nowadays. So that's really where I'm at.
You let me now because I picked you, Tyler, so you let me down.
Well,
that's literally
sucks for you.
We picked when y'all four were up there. We picked everyone except Brain, and then Brain won. So the JTN jinx is alive. But Tyler, again, congratulations on the second place run. Before we let you go, though, I know you got sponsors of the race, the league, but I want to give you the opportunity. Anything else you want to shout out, share? You got some great projects too. I know, as always. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I really don't know what else to say after that. Just thank you to everyone here for letting me run and racing me so cleanly. I always try to return the favor. Thank you. I think it was Ricky actually who invited me here, so I want to thank him real quick. Got some good things going on in Meloncar. That's my league. Can join lights and race there. Yeah, I don't really know. I might update free cameras sometime soon. I've been meaning to do that instead of just being a command prompt thing, which looks terrible.
Yeah,
and makes me look like I don't know what I'm doing.
It's Tyler. It's very impressive. Come on.
Yeah, well, I need a UI like I had before. But oh well.
Nonetheless, an impressive run tonight. Impressive things going on. Congratulations once again, Tyler, on a great run here this evening. And again, cannot thank you enough for your time. And, well, have a happy new year.
Thanks, you too. Actually, wait. Yeah. One thing I do want to say, that I have been working on. I've been working on getting AI cars to tandem draft. And I've actually gotten pretty decent success with it at some tracks. Other tracks, they just wreck every 2 seconds, and it's really stupid. But yeah, certain tracks, it does work. So look out for something related to that sometime.
Keeping the game alive, folks. That's Tyler's MO these days. Tyler, again, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck here in 2023, and have a happy new year.
Thank you so much.
Tyler Mellon, driver the number 47, your second place finisher here tonight. Well, folks, that's going to about wrap up our coverage here from Talladega. Hangover 200 style again. Cannot thank you enough for tuning in tonight. KJ, can't thank you enough for joining us up here in the booth. Again, great having a different voice up here and a different perspective on the track.
Hey Joe, one more thing. I'm down here in turn one. I've seen a lot of 47s before that last little restart, and I think of spray paint cans going on, but they magically turned to 49s.
Okay.
So I think everybody became a 49 fan tonight. So good win, Brain. Good race, everybody here at BSR, and I will look forward to y'all here at the next race. And thanks for having me, Joe and Weaver. Appreciate it. I love coming in the booth. It's a different perspective than being on the track, and I just like coming in here and just seeing things from a different point of view.
Well, it was our pleasure, KJ and Weaver. I mean, a great way to start our racing season here on JTN. We got some more great events coming up, but a good way to start here with the Hangover 200 tonight. We saw a great race for all the fans at home.
Absolutely, Joe. Great way to start the year, and I think it really, hopefully, is setting the tone for the rest of the year for us. A lot of big things to come from JTN in the new year. I hope everybody stays tuned in, follows, subscribes, checks out all our other social medias, Joe does the good spiel.
I do, and remember, folks, you can follow us on our social media. That's at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. We're on all those. We're going to try to be more active on them. You can follow us over on, or subscribe to us over on JTN2 here on YouTube. That's where we're going to have all of our long-form content this year. Fake Racers Podcast, Disqualified, Oof Sides, hopefully coming back here for the NFL playoffs. A lot of great stuff coming up over there. If you like to that talk radio style of product, it'll be over there. We're going to move some of that other stuff over here to the main channel. Make it nice and easy for you, though. That's why you follow us on our social media. You can also follow us on Twitch now. Again, it's at JoeTowNetwork. Nice and easy, everywhere, nice and uniform. That's how you should do it, folks, at home when you're building a brand. Remember to hit the like button on the video, subscribe, and again, cannot thank you enough. Hope you have a happy new year for all of us here at JTN. For Bristol, our producer, for KJ, for Joseph Weaver, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill in through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wreckage behind him. U.S. cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
Oh, the contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Hill. He comes